All right, hello and welcome back right here with clickmail.go. So in this video, we're going to talk about the best place to find potential. And this is not my unique idea. I actually heard this when I started in ministry during college. As many of you know at this point, I went to ministry school for 4 years. And during the summers, when I was out of college in Florida, I went and had to work in Hawaii due to many of the strategies and obviously God's blessing that we've talked about in the decision-making course. But I was fortunate enough to get work in Hawaii, and I went out there every summer. And one of the camp leaders gave a sermon on where to find potential. So I'm borrowing from that lesson that he gave. It really impacted me, I think, in a positive way, because it really is just the way it is, you know? And he said that when you look at people's lives, there is potential. He said, when you're going through, excuse me, when you're going through your life, when you're young, you have so much potential. As you get older and you make choices, you have less and less potential. Why? Because you're using up that potential. And this is true like in physics too. If you have something that has potential energy, rock on the top of the hill, and then someone pushes that rock, when it's halfway down the hill, it's already used up some of that energy. Okay, so it has half as much potential energy. When it gets to the bottom and sort of rolls to a stop, you have no potential energy. So as we go through our life, we use up our potential or we don't use it up. And we can do that. We can coast through life. We can take the easy route. We can try to be comfortable and all of these things that so many people do. And we can not engage in our potential. And so over the course of this lesson, it was so powerful because he said, if you want to find the most potential, go to the graveyard. Go find a graveyard and look out across the tombstones, because there is so much potential that was unused and went to the grave with the people in that graveyard. And that really hit me really hard, because it's, whoa, how do I want to live my life? Do I really want to not do the, and it's not to say that you can do everything. It's not to say that you can be perfect or that you can't make mistakes, but it is to say that we can probably do better than we're doing now. And do I really want to have a whole bunch of potential in the grave with me, or do I want to leave it in the world with other people? And so in this video, sort of a challenge and sort of a thought-provoking way to see things. The greatest place to find potential is in the graveyard, because that is where people take it when they haven't used it and it is wasted. And so in this video, we're going to start and just say, God has a huge calling for your life, a powerful calling. And that doesn't mean you're running some giant business. It doesn't mean you're speaking to thousands of people. It can be running a Bible study. That's been me. And if you think that's not a huge potential, you have to think about it and project the consequences of doing a Bible study with 5 people into the future. What happens? Those, and I've actually heard this specifically from someone I've known. One guy ran a Bible study with 5 people, 5 guys. One of those guys lost his faith. 4 of them went on to actually go into ministry. One became a missionary and went and started churches all over South America. And there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that he directly impacted, and who knows how many people from there. Another guy became a pastor and started his own church. And then that gentleman obviously impacted everybody in his church. And then the other 2 guys, whatever, they went on and did whatever. But you can see how just impacting 5 people actually changed the world. So did the guy who started the Bible study with 5 people have a huge potential? Yes. And even though it was only 5 people, those 5 people affected hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, and that changes the world. So whether or not you realize it, whether or not it seems like you're doing something big, as long as you're following the path that God has for you, God has a very powerful potential for your life to create an eternal result. And that's what I want to encourage you. And the goal is, to the best of our ability, and our ability is limited, to the best of your ability to live up to that potential. You get to make mistakes. You get to fall on your face. You get to mess up. Jesus saved us from all of that. That's okay. That's where his forgiveness comes in. But what is in our ability to do with God, let's do it so we don't take the potential that we have, so we don't take it with us to the grave. We leave it with other people and create, an eternal fruit with our life. So that is the video. That's the end of this video where we're talking about the greatest place to find potential. In the next video, we're going to start talking about hardship and what that looks like. I'll see you there.